So, are we to presume that the fight is over? I'm actually guessing. Part of me is wondering, is the fight really over? I mean, it would be typical Hiro Mishima style if it's really finished, but this despair is still pretty strong. We didn't even see Killer's battle dress. Although he did say that he had upgrades to overcome that, so maybe he didn't have any. Well, it doesn't matter right now. Eden Zero chapter 195, this is me, the Anger and Fan, that is better reviewer, although I technically only review Eden Zero. And last time, Hermit entered a new form which made him more grow up in a leotard and much more beautiful, and with even longer hair. Now she's showing her fighting style in that form, where she shows strong martial arts techniques, and even manages to kick Killer away, who is actually surprised on this amount of data. Elsewhere, Sister realizes the clown is gone and finds him swimming into the water of the Spa of Eden. But then suddenly he turns all the water black and murky, as he menacingly says that water is life, but in my hands it turns to poison. I am the death of Edens, and I grant you an inescapable demise, as he sadistically smirk. This is a very good contrast to Sister. I mean, he did say he is the death of Eden, but now this seems to imply that he doesn't really have healing power. He does have power that can create negative effect on everything, and now he has infected the Spa of Eden, creating it into corrosive poison, the showing that anything he can touch is deadly. This is very weird of it all. Shiki finds Pino and Happy. Presumably they haven't been infected by the virus, but given how this chapter ended, I actually have a bit of a worry that maybe we are being deceived right now. Rebecca, though, is not there. She is somewhere else. But then suddenly Shiki gets blindsided by a bug, showing he still has his fear of bugs, although this time he actually shows a much more subtle freaking out than he did before. But Wise saves him, showing that he has recovered after the attack, and still feels like that what he saw was a hologram. This is not exactly confirmed if he really did check that it was a hologram, because it says, I'll let him trick me with a hologram of someone who possibly can't be here, which is, well, seems to suggest he didn't really check if it was a hologram. But they are trapped into the dimension, but still don't know how to get out. However, Wise, with new confidence, saying that he may have gotten this place figured out and is gonna remodel the entire dimension. And I hope he does, because it's time he become a little bit more useful. Back to the Hermit and Killer fight. We still see that Hermit is having the ropes, but then suddenly it appears that as she bombards Killer with many guns, it seems that all of it was an illusion that Killer created using hologram, and then with a program he created. So he then injects his tail into Hermit's back and says, let the darkness corrupt you, now come to our side, as we suddenly see a virus detected. This seems to actually confirm the theory that yes, it is Killer who has developed this anti-human virus that infects the robots. But then suddenly, in a double twist, Hermit appeared behind Killer, saying that what he see is also a hologram, apparently tricking Killer with a hologram after Killer thought he tricked her with a hologram. So it's and then suddenly, before he can retaliate, does a logical arm blast, although to me it just looks like a very one mean hook punch that punches Killer across the room, seemingly defeating him, as Hermit seizes her overdrive, because yes, it was confirmed that what she was entered was overdrive, which to me is a little bit strange because I thought as I said in last time, I thought only those with ether gears could enter overdrive. And granted, Hermit seems to have lines on her hands that is very reminiscent of ether gears that are of overdrive. Yet it's not exactly confirmed if this is an ether gear overdrive or it's just an overdrive in general, because the last week's past seems to suggest that overdrive is not exclusive to ether gear, because it is a critical point of everyone's ether. But again, we have no confirmation or even an explanation on what ether gear fully is or even what overdrive fully is. So maybe Hermit, with her superior intelligence, managed to unlock overdrive without the use of an ether gear. As she gets back into her normal form, she says that she extracted the fighting data through Wise, so she was able to predict his fighting style, given how Killer liked to fight dirty. That made sense. And then says that, do you really think you could beat me at programming? But I guess I have Wise to thank for this. But I just wondered, is really this the end? I mean, I wouldn't put it behind everything to say that this anticlimactic end to this fight is that, but if the Dark Stars were created to destroy the Shining Stars, maybe in the end it should be the Shining Stars that defeat them. Still though, we didn't see Killer's full battle dress, so I'm just wondering. But if Killer is defeated, then all that is left is now Klein and Sister. Yes, Brigade and Valkyrie, of course, but we're now doing things right here or there. But what I'm trying to say is that Killer seems to be the one that actually can create this anti-human virus. So I'm just wondering, did they really not infect Happy Opino? Or are we to believe everything is okay? Clown did say that everything he touches turns to death. This seems to suggest that even he can infect someone with virus, because the opposite of life is death, and the opposite of not hating is becoming hating. So I'm just wondering. We still also need to see what kind of relationship Sister and the Clown had in their previous life. But we'll wait. Is Killer really gone? Is Hope beginning to win? Hermit's sexy new overdrive form was welcoming. But other than that, the chapter was pretty decent. I just hope as long as heroes win. Give me your thoughts if you have any.